in front of thousands, if not 10,000s of people, and he's thinking, there's no way that I'll get caught. That's his first mistake. His second mistake was doing it with someone that he works with who's almost 70. Like, bro, if you're gonna cheat, could she not at least look half-assed? Like, why waste your marriage on this? Coach Greg, in today's video, I'm sure you've seen it.
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on, you're okay? Uh-oh, what?
The most viral cheating scandal of all time was actually Bill Clinton, but I don't think it got as much attention as this. And so, what did it do for Bill Clinton? It did absolutely nothing. He had a throat goat, she delivered, and he delivered his package. For some reason, this moron, he has a $500,000 job. He's a CEO for an amazing company worth, I don't know, whatever, $1 billion. And he decides to go to a Coldplay concert with his mistress, a woman who he works with. And so he's thinking, I got to impress this woman. I mean, she's what, 70? I'm like, did he actually had to impress her? And so he's at the concert. Perhaps he visited his friend Molly beforehand, said hi. And so he's feeling pretty good. And so he's got his arms wrapped around her in front of thousands, if not 10,000s of people. And he's thinking, there's no way that I'll get caught. That's his first mistake. His second mistake was doing it with someone that he works with who's almost 70. Like, bro, if you're going to cheat, could she not at least look half-ass? Like, why waste your marriage on this? But besides all that, notice in almost every single video, people are talking about how this guy is such a bad person.
He cheated on his wife, he did this, he did that. He's so horrible.
What about her? I mean, how is it on him? She's the one doing this with him. And so he's all up hugging her and they're on the Jumbotron. And as soon as he's spotted, he's thinking, oh my God, I got to get out of Dodge. Once you've been seen, it's over. By playing it off like you did something wrong, that was your second mistake. What you should have done was you wave at the camera. Hey! I mean, if anything, you start doing the Heimlich. Hey, I'm trying to save her life. I'm resuscitating her. Or you put her in a chokehold. How do you do chokehold? Something. You pretend you're going UFC on her, but what you don't do is run and hide. That makes you immediately look guilty.
He should have just stood there like, yeah, I did that, and let the chips fall where they may. And if he would have just stood there instead of diving to the floor like a punk, it might not have been news.
If you had started bear hugging her even harder, lift her in the air, wave, yo! Everyone just thinks it's a funny moment. And so that was your second mistake. Notice how no one is shitting on the woman. The woman is a cheater. The woman is doing this with this man. She's a home breaker, whatever you want to call it. And so why is no one hating on her? I'll tell you why. Because she's a woman and he's a man. And so by definition, it's always the man's fault. And so the third mistake he made was getting married in the first place.
So I don't know why everyone is acting like I'm the only guy that's doing this sort of thing.
When you decide to get married, unless of course you have a prenup, you're an absolute and utter moron. You are an imbecile. And not just you, but she as well. If a woman says, oh, but I don't want to sign a prenup because, well, relationships are forever. It ruins the moment. I love you and you love me and we don't need a prenup because that makes it seem like a contract. All right, some facts. 70% of divorces are initiated by women, 15% by men, and 15% it's both the man and the woman at the same time. They both want it to end. And so last I checked, it's mostly women who are ending these relationships, and I wonder why. Most marriages, the man has more to lose than the woman. And did you know this? Those who have prenups are over 30% more likely to remain married. And so by signing a prenup, automatically, you're increasing your chances of staying married. And so if you ask your woman, hey, I want a prenup, and she says no, you should then respond with, oh, is it because you want to get a divorce? I thought you loved me. If you actually love me and you want to be with me forever, you would sign that prenup because statistically, there's a 30% greater chance we'll stay together if you sign it. If you don't sign it, there's a much greater chance that you don't want to be with me. And so if you really love me, if you really want this to work, you would sign the prenup because that improves your chances. And so if a woman doesn't agree to signing a prenup, There's the door. And so if you're watching this video right now, and I'm sure there's at least a few of you out there, eventually there may become a time in your life when you decide to get married. I want you to remember this. If you don't sign a prenup, you're an absolute moron. You might not understand that it's calories in, calories out. You might not know to put the fork down. You might not do 150 minutes of cardio a week. But I'm telling you, the biggest mistake of your life, aside from getting married in the first place, it's not getting a prenup. And so wake the Turk up. I'm not sure what's more moronic, for you to get married with no prenup or you not to use Turk Builder Max and Turk Platinum. The amount of people who don't use this today in the world is still very high. More people don't use Turk Platinum than people who do. And so we need more people to use this. And so if you've ever been scammed by those scam companies, like Derek's Gorilla Mine and so on, those other companies who tell you they're selling a Juga Turkistanica, but it's not in fact that. Remember, we have the receipts. We've proven this. If you show us a proof of purchase, we're going to give it to you 50% off if it's your first time purchase. We want you to try it. And so for the first time, you can try it for half price. And once you try it, I think you're going to get addicted. You're going to want to keep buying it, and that's where I'll then make my money. And so if you're interested, code Greg 15% off. And remember, if it doesn't work, if it doesn't get you the gains you were hoping for, a money-back guarantee and a $20 gift card. Who actually is the big loser in all this? I mean, the guy stands to lose millions of dollars. But to me, it's not about the guy's money. I mean, bro has enough. Is it really going to matter? But what about the kids? The kids are going to see that their parents have done this. They're not going to be able to live it down. People are going to be talking about this for ages. And so what do you think this does to the sanctity of marriage? No one's going to want to get married. I mean, if you're on the fence of getting married, is this going to encourage you to do so? If you're on the fence. And so what this tells you is that, hey, what are the chances you're not going to cheat? This guy is a millionaire. And this girl, she looks to be 70. She's not gorgeous. It's not like he was tempted by a supermodel. She's just plain Jane. And what about her? Her husband and so on. Does she care? How does marriage add value to anyone? Really think about it. Just because you're married, does that mean, oh, now you can just relax? You've found your chosen one and you're going to live happily ever after. This shows more than ever that marriages mean nothing. It's a simple piece of paper. I mean, for all intents and purposes, is a marriage really a greater contract than just saying, hey, I with you? I'd rather hear that. In 2025, this should be your proposal. I with you type shit. And you want to bring it up a notch or two? I mean, really bring it up? Get a pair of dogs type shit. Couple of dogs? I with you type shit? You're golden. What does a wedding have to do with anything? It was created when? 2,000 years ago? Does ChatGPT even know this? Who the fuck invented marriages and why? Marriages wasn't invented by a single person. It evolved across cultural thousands of years ago for very practical reasons, not romantic ones. It wasn't even for romantic reasons. It was for practical reasons. And so what I'm telling you right now is practically useless. Who invented marriage? 4,000 years ago to Mesopotamia, ancient Sumerians. And so it's a bunch of sumo deadlifters that invented the friggin' marriage. Why was marriage created? Not for love, it was mostly for control, power, and property. And so guys, when you marry a woman, you're essentially saying, hey, if later on down the road, you don't hurt me anymore, you can take away my power, control, and my property. Why would you do that? Until the late Middle Ages, Renaissance, what was that? Friggin' Mike Israetel? Renaissance periodization. And even then, arranged marriages stayed dominant until the 1800s in the West. Marrying for love is a modern concept less than 200 years old in most cultures. Marriage was invented to control sex, property, and power, not because people fell in love. And so why are you getting married right now? Marriage was invented thousands of years ago to control property and power. And you don't realize saying I do is meaningless. It's a social contract that evolved for survival, economics, and social order. Now it's just as much a legal and tax structure as anything romantic. And so if you say no, you're essentially saying no to a system of tax restructuring and so on. And so the problem is women, they still want to get married. And so as a man, raise your hand if you think getting married is a smart idea. Now, we're all brainwashed since we were kids to think that you get married and you live happily ever after. It sounds good until you get older and realize that 60% of marriages end in divorce, and the most of them are initiated by women. People change. And so as much as you love your partner right now, eventually they might want to strangle you. It doesn't mean you did something wrong. It doesn't mean they did something wrong. People change. Perhaps when you were in your early 20s, you were both doing tren, testosterone. You were trying to get jacked. You're both bodybuilders. And that was a lot of fun. And then 25 years from now, you guys don't even work out. And so you're not even in the same ballpark or interest levels. You have nothing in common. And so unless you plan to have kids, well, what's the point of marriage?
Oh, look at these two. All right, come on. You're okay? Oh, what? Either they're having an affair or they're just very shy.
Guys, if your woman isn't treating you well, if it's not going so smoothly, what I want you to do is this. I want you to say, look, I got us a couple Coldplay tickets. What I want you to do is this. Say, hey, I'm going to check out a Coldplay concert. On my own. Me and the boys. She should understand what you mean. If you don't have proper communication, if you feel like the relationship isn't going smoothly, it's better to end it now. Don't get married. Unless you are in I don't know if it's 1 in a million, perhaps 1 in 100 type of relationship, you don't need to be married. And next, why are you all getting married after only a few months or only a few years? If you're actually in love, you'll still be together in 10 years from now. Now, me and all my friends, we all had partners 10 years ago. We all had partner. And flash forward 10 years, everyone but one, it broke up. Everyone. Whether it's a marriage or a long-term commitment, they're no longer together. And so had we have all been married, we would have added to the divorce statistic. And so what makes you think you're any better? Oh, me and my girl, we just jive. We're not like everyone else. Really. Statistically, you are. Everyone is like everyone else. According to statistics, you are a statistic. And so if you think, nope, my relationship is just so much stronger. Really, is it though? Everyone is in love. I don't think people are just getting married thinking, yeah, my marriage sucks. It'll probably last 1 year, but what the heck? Let's get married anyway. And so when people say I do on that day, they're in love and they're thinking, we're just different. We're going to make it. But are you though? And so unless you have a prenup, which increases your chances by 30%, why bother? Why really do that? It could be the greatest mistake of your life, especially if you have a lot of money and they do not. Why would you do that? It would be like this. I have $1 million. You have $100,000. Okay, let's pool our money together. We now have $1.1 million, and now let's invest in the stock market. My $1 million is doing the most of the work. Yours is helping a little bit, but would we then split it equally in the stocks if it goes up and or it goes down? I don't think so. Would that make any sense? And so when you're marrying a woman, it's a partnership. It's like a business arrangement. You're thinking, no, it's not a business arrangement. It's for love. And so we literally just looked it up. 4,000 years ago, it was made for business, for marrying people to spread the power, the wealth, and so on. Arranged marriages were common, and they were dividing up property. And so if you're in it for love, again, I fuck with you type shit. You buy a couple of dogs, and that's it. Move on. You don't have kids. You don't get married. You wait until you're older. If you're getting married and you haven't been with each other for at least 5 years, what is wrong with you? Do you really think you really know your partner? You know what they want you to know. Do you think they're telling you everything, every thought that they have, every good, every bad thought, or are you only telling them everything they want to hear? Look, I make videos for a living, and I know that other people, this is what they do. They tell you what you want to hear, not what you need to hear. I tell you what you need to hear and not always what you want to hear. And so if I'm being honest, what do you think that's going to do? It's going to hurt the person's feelings. They don't want to hear it. Hey, do I look good today? Nope, not very good today. No one wants to hear that. And so people, they try to be the people pleasers, the nicest person. They say this and say that, but they don't actually mean it. And so before committing to a life of misery, just say no and say, yeah, we're not getting married. We don't need to. Now, if you really need to have that promise, you're so sure you know this is fantastic, you can get engaged. with an engagement, you say, hey, do you want to fuck me? Yeah, let's do that. But you don't actually put a ring on their finger. For example, what was that $132,000 ring I bought that's in the safe? Is that very useful? Was it nice? It's not even that nice. 3.5 carat bullshit. And then the value of that, it goes down and no one cares about it. If you have a real ring or what's the other ring? A diamond ring. The lab diamond rings have gone down like crazy. The regular rings, I don't think they're worth anything. They only want to give me $40,000 for my ring. And so what should I do with it? I said I should put it on my keychain. The blue lobster crab, the Sharmuta crab, I was going to put it on that. You said, no, don't do that. What am I supposed to do with this ring? And so what's the point of these things? Does anyone want to buy it?
Like low key.
Like high key. Like offer me something more than $40,000. It's 3.5 carat emerald cut SS1 SVVS1. It's very small occlusion one, and it's a D color, like really low color quality. It's very nice. It's just, what's the use of these stupid things? Can you kind of tell that I'm like not into marriage? As I have Mepsigram listening to this rant.
Like cringing the whole time.
She loves it. You hate marriage.
No.
No, she was brainwashed since birth. She thinks marriages are a great thing. Think of it.
At least an engagement.
At least in engagement. This is what they want.
Like, yeah.
No, but I bet you would settle for a dog and a I fuck you
Type shit.
type shit.
And a ring.
You would probably settle for a blue lobster if it meant something. Hey, do you want to get blue lobstered with me? Sure.
But we already do that.
We're already getting blue lobstered,
Yeah.
guys. We get turked.
Prenups are a must. Like that's the thing.
And so even Mepsigram is saying, look, you guys, you need to get a prenup. And she makes more than 99.9% of women in Canada and the US or any developed country.
Well, if it makes you feel
It's pretty
more
impressive.
comfortable, it's the way to go.
You know, as a woman, if you make 300 grand, you're in the top 1% of earners. So 99%. You're at 99.9%. Man, imagine how high I am.
You're like off the charts, babe.
Globally, you're 99.99% of women on Earth.
I don't know.
Yeah, because there's like a lot of third world countries, no one makes what you make.
Oh, yeah.
So if you count every woman, only 1 in 10,000 make more than you.
Well, anyways, we still gotta have a prenup. It's like you don't want your man to feel used. It's like a horrible feeling.
Yeah, like if you don't sign the prenup, then your man should feel used. Like she just said, like, why would you want your man to feel used?
It's
Like,
really sad.
and you're literally, by not signing it, increasing your chance of divorce. And so if you're actually saying, I want to marry you because I love you and it's not about your money, you would sign it. And by not signing it, you're showing your true colors. You're saying, look, I want your money. I don't really trust this relationship, because if it wasn't just about the money, you would say, of course I'm signing it. Why would I ever leave you? I am in love with you forever and ever and ever. It says my income is higher than 0.001% of all humans. That's not that much. It says you make more than virtually everyone, like CEOs, doctors, pro athletes, but this is not elite billionaire tier income on a globe. I don't have billionaire tier.
Not elite. Maybe my hypergamy is not that. Just kidding.
So it says I make more than 99.999% of men. I don't know if you could get a man that makes more than me.
I'm joking, babe.
No, but could you though? I'm not joking.
I'm
This
not
is interesting.
thinking about that.
I think you might be able to.
Yeah, but would I have any things in common?
No, they're ugly and 70
And they
and
sell carpets.
they
Like,
can't get
you know what I
hard.
mean? Yeah, they can get hard.
What's wrong with selling carpets?
Like because I'm very interested in what you do for a living. It's like our passions are fitness, and like I like when you make videos. Like I find that so interesting and fun. So it's like the things that you do. It's not even how successful you are, or how much money you make. It's just like I'm into what you do and who you are and the things we have in common, like the things that we like to do together.
Yeah, it's very important.
It's so important. So it's like, yeah, okay, I could find a guy that makes
Comparison is the thief anyway.
yeah. But
You
if
start
there
comparing.
could be another guy that makes as much money as you or more. But
He
then
might even
he's
be taller.
He doesn't work out. He eats unhealthy. He likes to drink alcohol. Like,
Poison.
yeah. So it's just, yeah.
Yep. So it says 1 in 100,000 men make more than me. And so should I be depressed because I'm not 1 in a million? I thought I was going to be up there with Julian and Hussein Farhat. I'm only, I need to, well, like, what is it, Ashton Hall? I need to double it. I'm not even 1 in a million. And so what's the point? See? And so what happens is no matter how good you get, if you compare, It's the teeth.
It's so fucking funny.
It's the teeth.
It's the teeth.
Like, you're done. Like, no matter how good you get, like Will Tennyson gets way more views than me, Jesse James. So if I was like, oh, I need views, I'd be disappointed. I'd be like, these guys do better than me.
Comparison is the teeth.
Comparison is the teeth.
The teeth.
Everyone will be upset except for C-Bum because he's like the number one. But then he'd be like, yeah, but like The Rock makes more money than me. Don't compare yourself to other people. And one final piece of advice. Don't cheat on your wife with a 7-year-old. I know you're not into this, but wouldn't it be better if bro got a PROSTITUDE?
Yeah, let's not talk about that.
She hates talking about these things, but like literally, I'm thinking I would rather have the person be with a paid like person than that woman at work. I think it's worse. The woman at work, I think is worse. My personal opinion.
Oh, did you listen to the wife's statement?
No.
Maybe you could add that.
What's the wife's statement?
In the midst of this, Andy's wife, Megan, has reacted to the viral video of him being unfaithful. Underneath a video of it, Megan left a comment. In her comment, she wrote, "Please give our family some privacy instead of laughing and joking about this."
Please give our family some privacy instead of laughing and joking about it. Do you really expect people to like not comment? Like when Monica Lewinsky was a throat goat for Bill Clinton, do you really think that he could have just said, hey, you know, this is a private matter and we don't want anyone to comment? Once you're on international news, once you're a meme, you can't just pull back the meme.
I'm sure this has completely ruined their marriage, and hopefully she can find a way to move past this. For this video's comment question, do you think Megan will stay with Andy?
If she decides to stay with him or not, I think there's a 30% chance that she does. What do you think? A public relationship like this that's been outed, I think 30% chance that she stays. I mean, if there was a prenup, I think that they would stay, but with no prenup, I think that's done. He's got millions of dollars of which she can take if she leaves. Why would she stay? For the kids? The kids, everyone sees it now. Guys, when your parents go through a divorce, both of your children are like 2 or 3 times more likely to fail out of school. They're much more likely to lose their virginity at a younger age. The woman's more likely to cheat. The man's more likely to cheat. Everyone's more likely to cheat. It's horrendous. And so what do you think the problem with our youth is? 60% divorce rate. They're having kids. They're getting divorced. They see and look up to their parents and think, oh, and so daddy says that he can do whatever he wants. And mommy, well, she's a cheater as well. And so what hope do we have? We don't have any. My advice, don't get married in the first place. If you do get married, you get the prenup. And if you do cheat on your wife, you don't take her to a Coldplay concert and hug in public when there's cameras rolling. Ending it here. If you're interested in getting your blood work done or getting medication, perhaps you need Cialis and or Viagra in order to perform your cheating with those other lady friends. Well, you can get them from Algo RX. Cheaper prices than you could believe. Less than $30 for Viagra, less than $30 for Cialis is for a bottle. It's very, very cheap. You can get cheaper blood work. They're not paid on commission to oversell you anything. And so if you're looking to get medications that you need, get your blood work done, I'm literally a co-owner. And so guys, get to Algo RX, click the link in the description, subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. Don't get married unless you have to. Get that friggin' prenup set. And until next time, I am out.